back to my channel. This is a video I wanted to make for such a long time. I went to Italy a year ago. I studied abroad a year ago, and I've been wanting to make it ever since, but I didn't really have my channel up and going yet. And for the purposes of this video, this is kind of like my regrets, things that I wish I had done differently in Italy. And so it's kind of like more tips for you guys in terms of what you should do and what you should not do, which are the things that I did while I was in Italy. But this applies to any country, any study abroad, any vacation. Like, it's not only study abroad. So let's jump right in. My first regret is that I wish I had spent more of my money on experiences rather than material things. You know, before I left to Italy, shopping, trying to get my wardrobe up there. Because I mean, you're going to a new country, like you're going to study abroad, you want to look your best, but I feel like I spent so much money trying to get like new sneakers, new shirts, new bags, things that weren't really necessary. And to be honest, all that money that I spent, I really regret spending it, because I wish I had spent all that money in Italy doing things. A few of the people from my group that went to Italy, they actually went to the Amalfi Coast in Capri, and I didn't get to do it because I hadn't managed my money well. You know, just make sure that you don't waste all your money on things that you probably don't even need. My second regret is that I wish I had spent more time on my own throughout the trip, because I feel like those are the most like important moments to have. Like, I wish I had biked more throughout like the coast of my, you know, my little town over there in Italy. I was down with every function, like everything that everybody was going to, like, oh, I'm going with y'all, like, but I wish I had, you know, diverted in some occasions. Like, for example, one night I went off into town by myself to get ice cream, and you know, it was kind of nerve-wracking because out of all the people that went to Italy, I was the one who spoke the least fluent Italian, just because we're from different colleges and the courses that I had taken weren't as advanced as theirs. I could get by, but I was just too scared. Every time I was around other people, like, I let them speak for me. But if I would have been on my own, like, I would have learned more of the language on my own. And I biked there by myself, I parked my bike, and I did everything by myself. I got my ice cream. I felt so good and independent that night. I ate it, like, it was just like, it felt fulfilling. Sometimes it just feels good to be on your own and to experience things on your own. Some people love being alone, and I definitely wish I had experienced it on my own a little better. Even though, like, you know, I'm not suggesting that you like travel alone, because, you know, sometimes it can get scary. I'm not even gonna lie. I have some crazy stories to tell about Italy too, but you know, it's all a learning experience. And I feel like when you're on your own, like, you don't have anybody defining the experience that you're having, or like nobody defining how you feel about a certain situation. I feel like there's no filter to how you feel or how you act when you're on your own. So I feel like that's why I wish I had done more on my own. If you guys visit another country, go somewhere new, another state, I don't know, always venture off on your own sometimes. It's just good for the mind, the body, and the soul. I'm so annoying. At least that's how I feel. I'm an introvert, so I guess that's probably why I'm saying this. If you're an extrovert, maybe you want to just be all the time with other people, but I don't know. I feel like sometimes it's just healing to be on your own. So my next regret is waking up late. I wish I had woken up early, guys. I don't even understand to this day why I was in a new country where I had never like experienced life there before, and I was waking up late. Like, if it wasn't for my class, I wouldn't be up. Literally, I was in Venice, guys, and I woke up at like 12 with my sister and my best friend. And after that, to wait for everyone to get ready, like on my last day in Venice, we got out of the house at like 2 p.m. What were we even thinking? Wish I had been a morning person at the time. And you know, it's the past, but like, that's something that if you guys can avoid, please do. If you can wake up early, wake up early. Do the most. It's funny because me thinking about the trip, I was always saying like, oh, I'm gonna be doing everything, I'm gonna get up early, and we could have gotten so much more done in our days if we had just waken up early. If you guys can avoid it, definitely please do. Become a morning person before you go to study abroad. Right, sorry guys, I had to move my background, but we still got a cute one. It's all good. We're moving on to my fourth regret. and that is not having a debit card or a credit card without any international fees. My debit card had international fees, so every time that I would need to take out money, I would have a €5 fee. €5, yeah. If I would have just had a credit or debit card without international fees, I could have saved so much money. Like, I had to be taking out big amounts of money because I didn't want to keep going back and taking out money. And then, you know, €5 is more than $5. So it was just like I had that fee every time I wanted to take out money, which was really annoying. And honestly, I would have just rather had a credit card in general. It would have been so much easier in terms of booking things like Airbnbs or like stays at different places. And it's just like that little extra oomph to your money that you brought abroad. Like, I would have recommended for myself a credit card. A lot of people don't do credit cards, and that's okay. If you don't want one, don't get one. But I definitely would have benefited from having a credit card. And finally, the last regret of mine, really particular to myself because I like journaling, but if you don't, then that's up to you. But I really wish that I would have journaled more in my trip, just because whenever I go back to my notebook on Italy, I barely have any entry. I would have liked to know what I was doing on a day-to-day basis, and journaling would have done that for me. But that's, like I said, very particular to myself. That's a regret that I have. I don't know if you guys like journaling, if you're into that stuff, but if you are, then definitely make sure that you journal. And it's funny because I brought like my books, my notebooks, like I brought multiple books to Italy, and I ended up reading nothing. Like, I mean, it's kind of expected, I guess, since you're in a whole different country. You're obviously going to be like experiencing everything and probably like not even reading or journaling, which is okay. But I just wish I had done a little bit more. So that was my last tip. Thank you guys so much for watching. These were just my regrets, and not even my full-on regrets, because I don't regret anything from that trip. Like, everything that I did was something that I wanted to do at the moment. Everything that I didn't do, something that I should do and will do on a next trip. If you guys can study abroad, definitely study abroad. Like, studying abroad was one of the best experiences of my life, and it's good because like you don't only learn about the country that you go to, but you learn a lot about yourself. And I know that I learned a lot about myself on that trip. So like, I mean, why not? If you can study abroad, do it. Make sure that you don't do what I did, because clearly that didn't work out for me. And if you guys have any tips for me, definitely let me know down below. Comment, subscribe, all that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.